Hey everybody, Gene here. It's Thursday afternoon and I am fired up today because we just released an amazing new update to the app, and it's not going to seem like much, but it is the crucial first step to achieving so much of what we want to achieve, to enable us to raise more money for our charities, to be able to show personal impact in the app, and to be able to support many, many more charities in the app. And the big kind of hurdle that we've always had in doing those things is that we're working with a very generous but limited sponsorship pool, which is paid out to the charities in proportion to the miles done for each. So in order to be able to, add more charities to the app and to be able to show personal impact, we need to bring in additional sources of revenue that are more directly tied to specific actions that we take in the app, and that grow proportionately with engagement. And so, I'm always looking for what are those unlimited sources of revenue that we can tie into. And I've got a really great one, which is what this update is about. And in order to explain it to you, I'm just going to give you a very, very quick little primer on how most advertising, but especially most advertising on the internet works. So let's say that you are using, your second favorite app, Angry Birds or whatever other app, Candy Crush, and there's an ad there. How does that ad, and you're ignoring that ad. This is my picture of you ignoring an ad on your phone. How does this ad get here? This advertiser, whoever it is, didn't make a deal with your app to show this ad here. What this advertiser did, what happened here is this app is plugged into what's called an exchange. And an exchange is like a platform, kind of like an auction, if you imagine like the New York Stock Exchange. And on one side of the exchange are all of the publishers. So every website that you go to, New York Times, ESPN, whatever websites you go to, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of apps, Angry Birds, whatever, are all plugged into this exchange. And on this side of the exchange are the advertisers. Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, Ford, Toyota, whoever. Anybody that wants to show ads to people is plugged into this side of the exchange. And so you show up here, you're playing your game. This game sends a signal to the exchange and says, all right, we've got a 40-year-old male here. Not 40 yet, I'll be 40 next week. We have an almost 40-year-old male here, and he lives in New York. He's a father, he's got a 2-year-old son, he likes to run and ski, and he's an entrepreneur, and whatever else we know about him. We don't know his name and email address, but we've got this little ID number, and we've got all this data that's tagged on this ID number. So advertisers, who wants to show them an ad and how much are you willing to pay? And so all the advertisers say, Johnson & Johnson says, I'm willing to pay, 1/10 of 1 cent. And Procter & Gamble says, I'm willing to pay 1/10 of 1/10 of a cent. And Ford says, I'm willing to pay whatever. And it's like fractions and fractions of a penny, like tiny, tiny, tiny amounts of money. And whoever pays the most, who is willing to pay the most, their ad shows up here. And I ignore it. And that takes like a nanosecond. And this is how all the ads are coming up to you all day long. And so I think this is trash. And a big part of Charity Miles is how do we turn trash into fuel? And the original idea of Charity Miles was that if I could create something better, if I could create a better advertising experience, and companies would stop doing this and just put all the billions of dollars that they spend on mobile advertising with us. And some companies are doing that. They're very generously moving money out of the system into sponsoring us, which is great. But by far, most companies are still just doing this. And so what I'm always thinking about is how can I kind of hack this system? How can we use our passion, our energy, our power to just kind of sit on the system and turn this trash into money for charity? And, it would be very easy, like, for us to just plug into an exchange and do this. Like, there's really nothing stopping us, and to some extent we are going to be doing that in different ways. But the reason that we haven't done this yet is because, for two reasons actually, and they're both related. One is the experience just stinks. These ads stink. I hate these ads. I know everybody out there hates these ads. Nobody likes these ads. And I don't want to crap up the Charity Miles experience with stuff like this. And then two, they just pay such little amount of money that it's not even worth it. Like, even if we are to come up with an experience that kind of makes it relatively fun and less annoying to do it, it's just like tiny, tiny amounts of money that, like, it's really not going to move the needle for anybody out there that's going to make it worth the effort that we all put into it. So I've really been looking and looking and looking, and there's a company out there that we're going to be working with, which is what this is about. It's a company called Keep, which it's not that important to people out there, but just so that I have something to refer to. And they are kind of like an exchange. They're what's called an ad network. And so this system is much more complicated than I drew it, but they kind of sit on this side of the exchange, and they kind of do the same thing that an exchange does. They have, advertisers plug into it and publishers plug into it. And what makes them unique is that the two things. One, the quality of their ads is much better. They're not just these kind of annoying pop-up ads or pre-roll video. It's a much higher quality ad, a much higher quality advertiser, and the ads are less of an interruption and more of a surprise and delight reward. So they kind of come in at different, they work with a lot of games. So like when you reach the next level of a game, or if you reach an achievement in a game, you earn a reward, which could be a really good reward, like a free 90-day trial to Apple Music, or a free trial membership at a gym, or really good discounts on products, things like that. So you earn these rewards. So it's a higher quality experience. And if I had like a spectrum here, and like this is all the crap that I hate, and Charity Miles is what I think is like the best mobile advertising experience, they're in the middle. I think that they're not terrible. I don't think they're as good as we are, but they're good, and they're known to be very good. And because of that, they pay a lot more money. So every time that they would show an ad, we could earn like 5 cents, which doesn't sound like a lot, but compared to like the fractions of a penny that most ads pay, it's a lot of money, and it adds up. And so what we've been thinking about is how do we create like a really good experience in Charity Miles that makes it fun for us to kind of use our energy to kind of hack these ads into money for charity. And so that's what we're doing. So we've partnered with Keep, and I'm going to kind of cut to a picture-in-picture video here. I'm going to just do it on my phone, and then I'm going to zoom it into the screen here. So I'm going to record this, show you what it's going to look like. So the way that it works is there has to be a moment. We program certain moments, and whenever we have a moment in Charity Miles, that moment will call Keep, and Keep will call the advertisers, and if there's an ad, it will show in Charity Miles. Now, there's not always going to be an ad, so it's kind of like an intermittent reward. You don't know when you're going to get it. But the moment, we program 2 moments to call, and the first moment is when you open the app. That's simple. Just open Charity Miles from a quit state so that there's nothing, Charity Miles isn't open in the background. If you open the app, we will call Keep, and if there's a reward available, let's see if that happens now. You will get the reward, and here's this confetti is what we designed. It's like not part of Keep, but if you don't want the ad, if you don't want this 5 cents, then just click the X in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. But if you want the 5 cents, and we all should want the 5 cents because it's 5 cents for your charity, click Claim Now. And now the ad, this is the Keep ad. Apple is not sponsoring us. This is plugging in through Keep. And if I want this 5 cents, just click the Visit Now, this purple redeem button here at the bottom. And so they have different formats, and this format of an ad is what's called a redirect. And so I just earned 5 cents. You get that confirmation right there. And I just go back into Charity Miles. I close that out. Let's see if we can do that again. All right, there it is again. 2 for 2, 5 cents. If I want the Apple Music free trial, I can get it here. I just close it out. And I earned a 5 cent bonus for my charity. So there, in like what, 20 seconds, I earned 10 cents for my charity. Now, like I said, these ads aren't going to show up every time that you open the app. The fill rate, what they call it, the fill rate that Keep has is about 50 to 60%. So they should be showing up, 50 to 60% of the time that you open the app. Maybe it might be more, it might be less. We got to see, how it really works out. And then we also made another moment when you finish a workout we'll do the same thing. So every time you finish a workout, we're going to call the Keep server. If they have an ad, we'll show it. If you want it, you get the 5 cents. And the engagement with the ad is minimal. It's really not annoying. It's a surprise and delight reward. The rewards actually have good value and should actually add value to our experience here, which is good. And it gives us more money for charity. And this is money that's not in the sponsorship pool. This is money that is directly going to your charity. And so some of the things that we need to build, because this is a work in progress, are places in the app that you can see that money adding up over time, so you can see your personal impact. But this is what's going to enable us to be able to show you that personal impact. So you'll be able to see that money growing, and you'll be able to see the money growing from for your charity as a whole. And it's the designs that we have for this are so good. I'm going to make another video on that. And then the other thing that we're going to be doing, which is really cool, is we're going to be making it a lot more fun than what I just showed you, so that it's really more engaging, so that different things that you can do to go the extra mile to earn these 5 cent bonuses. So, maybe do a plank and earn 5 cents, do 5 push-ups and earn 5 cents, drink some water and earn 5 cents. We'll have a pedometer in the app, and every time you check to see how many steps you've gone, maybe you can earn 5 cents. Really building out a game and making this an engaging, fun, and exciting way to turn this system into money for charity. And I am so excited, because if all of our members do this, if all of our members just earn 5 cents a day, huge potential. If all our members earned 50 cents a day, if you did 10 things a day to earn these 5 cents, we would be earning so much money for charity. And I am just through the moon excited about this. So I hope that you are too. Leave some comments in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Like I said, it's a work in progress, so we really appreciate your feedback. Thank you for watching this video, for hanging in there. I know it's a little bit long. Every mile matters. Bye.